What pet animals do you have at home? Do you ever wonder what the top pets are among Filipino households? Well, more than ever, our pets have given us a renewed energy that may have helped us cope in this lockdown. What lessons do our pets teach us about managing our emotions, building and sustaining connections, and human kindness? Let's find out today. Hi everyone, I am Bianca Pabotoy, and welcome to our Peaceful Classroom. Our Peaceful Classroom is a dedicated space where parents, educators, and other professionals come together to talk about ideas on how to promote positivity and peace in the lives of children and teens. Today, we are joined by Dr. Gail Argalang as host of the conversation, with main speakers Dr. Carmela Sanchez-Arreola, a family studies and pet therapy advocate, and Dr. Karina Tinio-Ladaw, a wellness and preventive medicine doctor. Our episode discusses the different contributions pet ownership offers, not just as another member to our family, but as one adding to human connection and our family's wellness as a whole. So how can the interaction with pets nurture children's emotional well-being? Do you ever get to think what values are nurtured when we care for pets? Doctors Gail, Carmela, and Karina, please take it away.
Thank you, Carissa. Good afternoon, everyone. To our dear parents from the different units of Miriam College, good afternoon. To my colleagues in Miriam College, to our alumni and our guests. So I will dare assume that all of us are pet lovers, and that's why we're here today. And well, I think more now than ever, we really need to have that energy coming from our pets, who really provide a lot of, I think, happy hormones in our lives so that we're able to cope in this pandemic. And many times, we take them for granted because we think that they're just there. But actually, I think they're the happiest because most of us are all working from home and staying home most of the time. So later on, we'll try to have our pets with us. No? If they can be with you in this webinar, also listening in, why not? It's going to be the first webinar with pets, and that's a cool thing. So I'd like to thank everyone for coming, and I'd like to now introduce our speakers for today. So for today, we are very blessed to have with us two of our MC alumni. Okay, for those of you who are from the lower school and maybe the middle school, high school, probably met her, no? Dr. Carmela Sanchez-Arreola. Okay, she is a family studies and pet therapy advocate. She's a Marinoler high school batch 1988. And she graduated from UP Diliman with a degree in BA Psychology. And she is part of the International Honor Society of Phi Gamma Mu. She finished her master's in guidance and counseling, and the PhD in family studies at Miriam College. And she's been in Miriam College for the past 25 years in various capacities. And she was probably your kid's teacher or the grade level coordinator. She was assistant principal at the time that I was principal in the grade school. She was assistant principal for student affairs. Okay, she was moderator of the Pet Lovers Club, and currently she is a licensed guidance counselor. So she has been She has been certified as a child play psychotherapist and attends ongoing training in solutions-focused therapies. And I guess the dream of Dr. Mela is to be able to have animals as part of therapy, a practice that we want to pursue here in the Philippines. So outside work, Mela enjoys organizing events, giving talks to people, students, teachers, parents, and playing sports and traveling outdoors. So she is married to a horse doctor. He is actually the vet of my 4 golden retrievers. No? And if you go to their house, there's a lot of pets there: parrots, snakes, gerbils, dogs, and fish. So thank you very much, Dr. Mela, for being with us. And next, I'd like to introduce to you also Dr. Karina Tinio-Ladaw. Dr. Karen is a wellness and preventive medicine doctor. She is wife to a businessman and a mother to 2 adult daughters. So she is an alumna of our high school, class of 1983, and she belongs to the University of the Philippines, class 1987, and UERM Medicine, class 1991. Dr. Karen Ladaw is a continuing trainee and a member of the UPK9 course. So she's going to talk to us about that, no? As a wellness advocate, Dr. Karen loves to do gardening. So she has a very, very nice garden, and hiking with her dog. So that's how she also tries to keep herself fit. She loves to run. She's been cooking a lot. She's like, she's like your modern day mom. You'd like to go home to her house because the food is always masarap. She enjoys creating a beautiful home for her family, including her fur babies. So we'll have first Dr. Carmela Sanchez-Arreola, and then we'll have Dr. Karen Ladaw. And then later on in the Q&A, we'll have an open discussion where we will be asking questions, and you can also answer and participate, okay, as owners of your fur babies. So let's begin, Dr. Carmela.
Thank you, Dr. Gail. And hello, I hope you can all hear me.
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, thank you and good afternoon to all. And thank you for joining us, parents and children too. So for the next slide, before I give my talk, allow me to just ask you this question. The next slide, please. What pet animals do you have at home? So please type your answers in the chat box. Okay, dog, thank you. Yes, cat and dog. A black cat. Dogs, yes. Retrievers. Poodles, Spitz. Shih Tzu. Rescue dogs, Dachshund. Rabbits, wow, cats, dogs. Persian cat, rescue cat. Poodles. Okay. Yes, thank you very much for your participation in our little informal survey. Okay, next slide. According to the guide to the worldwide pet ownership are some interesting facts. Just like our informal survey where most of you answered, dogs are the most loved household pet, followed by cats, birds, and fishes. And interestingly, among the top dog-owning countries in the world, America's first, followed by China, next Russia, Japan, and our country, occupying 5th place with 11,600,000 dog population. Okay, so next slide, please. Yes, please, next slide. Carissa? Okay. So what are some reasons why we need to care for our pets? Number one, pets are considered part of our family, often joining us for many events and rituals, as you can see from posts on social media. Pets contribute to our wellness, just like what Doc Gail said. They bring out our feel-good hormones. Number three, we humans and pets are part of God's family. Okay, next slide will also tell us other reasons why we need to continue reconnecting with creatures and with nature, and that's part of environmental wellness, okay? So the biophilia hypothesis says that we have the innate tendency to be attuned or to get close to living things. That's why as parents, we have to be careful that our children may suffer from nature deficit disorder, NDD. That's when they have too much time indoors. And that's why we have to be intentional in our intent to get them outdoors, connecting with our animals and even with trees outside. Okay, next slide. Now, what are some benefits of having pet animals? Pets protect against diseases. You see, as babies, when they are exposed to dogs and cats, they were less than half as likely to develop common allergies as kids who had no pets growing up. And Dr. Karen would expound on this further later. Number 2, pets improve social skills and learning because animals give a child something to talk about and a shared interest with other children. Animals also provide the child some practice when an actual interaction takes place with peers and adults. So in the USA and Canada, there's the program on dog-assisted reading programs that allows children to learn how to read in front of a gentle, non-judgmental pal with paws. Number 3, pets teach responsibility. By having a family pet, children learn how to care for others, which brings us to the next question. Next slide. How do we get our kids to take care of pets? We can begin with easy chores such as feeding and playing with them. Doing things together, which can be a bonding activity between you and your child. Make it age appropriate. For children ages 0 to 4, it would be the best to have them take care of fishes for starters, or maybe turtles in a tank. And as they grow up, you can level it up by asking them to take the dogs for a walk or train the bird for some skills. Next slide. Okay, to continue, the number 4 benefit is pets bring out our nurturing side because children don't have the ability to care for others overnight. To plant the seeds of parenting skills, they need to practice first with pets, especially if they don't have siblings or small relatives with them. Number 5, pets relieve stress and give comfort because of their very calming effect. When one is tired coming from work, one can sit on a chair to watch fishes swim by or a cat run around. Children like to confide to their pets and consider them as someone or something that makes them feel good about themselves. Sometimes pets can be a replacement for significant relations, especially for teenagers who may feel socially isolated. Okay? Number 6, pets build family bonds because pets often bring family members together and boost family cohesion. So instead of us being cooped up in our individual rooms with our gadgets, our pets force us to go out and do leisure activities such as walking outside, playing, and even swimming with them. Next slide. Now, how does the interaction with pets nurture our children's emotional well-being? Well, it's because pets are fun to be with. Pets are loyal companions. Pets give protection and are always available. Pets are non-judgmental. They show unconditional love. Now, these traits are often found with dogs who are very social creatures. And in fact, dogs are able to interpret emotional cues in people's faces, voices, posture, and body odor. Next slide. Now, how do we teach our children to choose the best pet? We have to ask them these questions. Number 1, will I have time for my pet? Am I capable of taking care of it? Does my chosen pet fit my kind of life activities? And can I provide for its basic needs? Now, to help your child further are some other tips. Number 1, next slide. You have to plan carefully. Does your child have allergies from animal hair? So then you'll have to choose a dog with hypoallergenic hair. Does your child have a specific pet phobia? If they don't like slimy animals, please don't buy reptiles. Okay? Part of the planning, next slide, is to research about your chosen pet. Find out about the temperament, the needs. Do they need space to move around? And other diet requirements. Next slide. Look into details, just like this setup for this tortoise inside the home. Next slide. Consider your child's lifestyle. If she or he belongs to the stool age bracket, then perhaps she only has time in the afternoon to take care and interact with your animals. Next slide. So for example, in this picture, if your child desires to have a goat for a pet, then consider a farm or provincial. Okay, so please mute yourselves. Thank you very much. Next slide. Now think about cost, such as dental care, vaccinations, nutrition, parasite control, training, and at least twice a year examinations. Now let me also include, of course, grooming costs, which is an additional. Number 4, next slide. Please study adoption as an option. Okay, please consider our Pusang Pinoy and our Asong Pinoy because they also deserve equal love, and please give them loving home they also deserve. Next slide. In fact, from the Philippine Animal Welfare Society, the report shows that in Quezon City, the city pound captures 200 stray animals weekly in the streets. And if they're not claimed by their owners, then they will be forced to euthanize or put them to sleep. Okay, next slide. You have to also consider who are the people in the home that can help you. Okay, thank you, Doc Marge, for having a Pusang Pinoy. Okay, you have to make sure that there are people who will also help your child take care of the pet. Next tip. Regard training needs. Just like us humans, we don't want to get bored all day, so we have to consider dog obedience training. And in particular, you can actually buy puzzle toys or puzzle food. And I'd like to just introduce to you the African Greys on the right side. They're the smartest of all parrots. In fact, they can speak more than how many vocabulary words that one time in the US, an owner was surprised to find a parcel by the door because the African Grey was able to imitate his voice and order online. So please make sure that you challenge your pet animals too. Next slide. Now, I give a warning here that what is wild stays in the wild. If you happen to find a rescued animal, please make sure that you return it back to the Wildlife Rescue Center so that they can put that animal back where it belongs. Okay, next slide. Now, at this point, I'd like to introduce my family, composed of my husband, as was mentioned in the introduction, and my 2 teenagers. And we're a family of pet lovers. Okay, so just to introduce some of our family fur babies and pet animals. So we have dogs. This is Pita. We like Pita because it's a hypoallergenic dog and it's very fun-loving, sweet, protective or territorial, and very playful. Next slide. So we also have a hedgehog. It's a pygmy hedgehog. Now there's a note here that you have to be careful with what your specific animal needs. So I made the mistake of feeding it with earthworms when in fact I should get super worms in the right pet shop. Okay, next slide. Now we also have tortoises in the gardens, okay, in our garden, sorry. And my Pet Lovers Club members know the difference. Tortoises are land animals while turtles can swim. Now, if you are to consider specific types of tortoises, they can actually outlive you. So that is one thing you have to consider, okay? Next, please. Okay, this is Gilda, the bearded dragon, another docile type of lizard. And it's very cute because it likes to be pet on the head. Okay, next slide. And we also have a couple of very calm ball pythons. They're very easy to manage. Okay, you just keep them in the bin and they don't require much feeding. Okay, next slide. So this is Candy, the corn snake I bring to my pet lovers club. And the children love to marvel at its beautiful candy corn design on its skin. And again, these are very gentle creatures, just like the rest. Okay, next. Okay, we also have gerbils. They're very smart relatives of rodents, and they don't actually smell like hamsters. They're very smart and sociable. In fact, I like to see it when it builds houses every day, different designs using sticks and straw. Okay, next slide. So we also have a lot of parrots, and it requires that we feed them with fresh vegetables and fruits in the morning, and in the afternoon are some dry seeds. Next slide, please. Okay, and the horses are taken care of by my husband. Okay, next slide. So with our family, we have a motto that even though it's difficult to take care of so many animals, our family that takes care of pets stay together. Okay, so the other pictures would show my involvement with other groups that also take care of animals. So every Sunday, this group, we try to go outside and fly our birds out in the open air, okay? And in particular, this day, I was able to give an outreach activity for the teens of the Jeremiah Foundation, okay? Next slide. So in guidance, I also bring my animals for a pet touching activity to allow the children to de-stress, okay? Next slide. Now, I'd like to introduce this cockatoo, which actually helped my student calm down, because one time when I was counseling her, she felt so bad that her classmates would approach her about her dad who recently died. And I told her that Blanca, just like her, really would screech or like feel so tense in the company of people. And so that very small time to interact with this creature made her realize that, oh my, I'm so happy that I'm able to relate with this bird, that I'm not the only person feeling this way. And so after that, I promised her that her classmates would only approach her when she was ready. Okay, next slide. So this is my pet lovers club, and they loved interacting with the gentle animals. In fact, they would rather spend time with the rabbits, and spending time with the rabbits helped them become gentle themselves. Okay, and the last slide. I'd like to end by saying that kindness begins with caring for our pet animals. Thank you for listening, everyone.
Thank you, Dr. Mela. Okay, that was a very informative talk, and I'm sure we learned a lot and we could relate, no? So now we'll have Dr. Karina Tinio-Ladaw. She's going to talk about her pets and how they got engaged into training pets for rescue. So let's listen now to Dr. Karen.
Hi, good
Hi.
afternoon. Thank you.
Good afternoon.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, loud and clear.
Okay. Thank you for having me. Thank you for inviting me to this talk. My talk will be more spontaneous. So I'm just going to share some pictures of my daily experiences with my dogs. I basically just have 3 dogs. I have a Shih Tzu named he's 7 years old. He will be 7 years old. I have a Cocker Spaniel who is 6 years old and a Labrador who will be turning 3. The other picture on the left was my daughter many years ago with our after when he was 12 years old. Okay, so I'm just gonna talk about actually just also talk about the same things that Dr. Carmela talked about. Number 1, why did we choose these pets? I actually had pets when I was a child. I had Japanese Spitzes, and I had all sorts of dogs which we inherited from my uncle, who was very, very fond of pets. So dogs. So when he passed away, my all his pets went to us. However, when I got married, we moved to a condominium, and I totally lost interest actually, because I did not want to have a dog in the condominium, because they have to be outside playing and they need space. However, I noticed that children as early as elementary, even kinder, they're already exposed to a lot of stress. So part of our family during that time, because they really help the children de-stress after a long day, and having a pet really gives them the companionship that they need, the friendship that they need, especially when school gets too stressful. So we had Sam, and then many years after, when she passed away, we moved to a house. I said, okay, we really don't need pets anymore because the kids are already grown. Well, I was wrong. The more we needed pets as the kids grew bigger, when they became teenagers, there was more stress. And even for us, my husband and I, having a pet around really, really helps de-stress, and the emotional connection is really great, that we cannot imagine not having a dog. So there, we got the Shih Tzu Alpha, and then one thing led to another. We felt it was not enough. We had the Cocker Spaniel Momo, which you see this picture was in a. We feel that it would be good to stimulate our dogs with some kind of training, so that nalilibang din sila, hindi lang yung they stay home and ganyan, no? And then one thing again led to another, because we each have our dogs. Appa belongs to my younger daughter, Manina, and then the Cocker Spaniel belongs to my daughter, Bea. And then we felt that we needed one more dog, which is what my husband actually, my husband was the one who actually needed the pet. So he said, can we get a Labrador? So we got Rosie, the one there. But the thing is, the common denominator here is me, okay? I really love dogs. So it ends up, they each have their own pets. But I'm the one who ends up talaga really, not totally taking care. I'll discuss later how we each take care of our pets, no? But I'm the common denominator. And in other picture, you can see that, I have some pictures with Rosie. I love hiking and I love going to the mountains. I'm a nature lover ever since I was a child. So ever since I also went into running, we took to having. I'm sorry. I took to having Rosie with me when I go up the mountains, and we hike together, we run together, and also recently I brought I brought her with me to. I went a level up, so I went to take her to training for rescue, canine rescue in the Philippines, which we have in UP, where I graduated, and I'm with the canine corps there. And she is still an ongoing trainee there, but she's being trained to search. And well, I training kasi for community, so I'm not really a professional rescue. I cannot do what the other rescuers are doing, but at least for community work. And right now also they're trying to groom her for AAI, or animal assisted intervention, which helps emotionally developmental kids who have a developmental learning delay or connections with dogs. So right now we still don't have a very stable association or something that has this facility to be able to help. But all I can say is that we're trying. So that's actually my dream, to connect with people and their pets, so that their pets can actually help others. So especially children. So yon. And then so we go to the next question, which is who takes care of the pets. As I said, each of us have our own responsibilities. Apa is my younger daughters, Momo is my older daughters, Rosie is actually my husband's pet. But common denominator nga ako. So they each sleep with a pet in their room, and like Dr. Carmela said, each you have to be age appropriate, no, in requiring responsibility from your children. The younger they are, they cannot really assume huge responsibilities for the pet. So as young as mga 3 years old, it's basically just modeling kindness and positive behavior. It really comes from the example of the parents, how you teach kindness, how you teach them that pets are living creatures and they have to be handled carefully. So they can help from 3 years old to 8 years old. But at the end, we took it by ear. Like as they grew older, like my daughters now are in charge of making sure that water is available. In their rooms, they have water for the pets. In their rooms, they make sure that water is always available. And then giving a bath, we try to encourage them as much as possible. Like once a week, they have to take care of their own pets. And then walking. Okay, walking is difficult actually, because I actually require Rosie to be walked every day because she's a big dog and she's very active, and Labradors need to walk as much as 1 hour per day, but sometimes I can't. So I actually include her in my runs kung kaya, pero kung hindi kaya, I separate my run with the walking. So actually, that's really helped in the sense na you are encouraged to exercise with them because they are active creatures. They are not sedentary that you can just leave them in the house all day. Well, some do, no? But of course, dogs specifically also need some kind of kailangan din nila ng recreation to be able to grow, to be healthy at all times. So exercise is one task that is really important for me and the dogs. So yun, as much as possible, we walk them. If not in the morning, in the afternoon. Basta, we have to walk them. And then, there, basically, that's taking care of pets. The third question is challenges we encounter with the dog, with our dogs. Okay, several challenges are the size of the dogs. Rosie is big, but I refuse to leave her outside. I noticed kasi na when you leave the dogs outside, they either get sick, they pick up whatever flea sticks, and then I'm not saying that you can't keep them outside. It's just my choice that I really want the dogs indoors. So because of her big size, well, I'm just lucky because I live in a house, so I can provide that space for her. But we trained her to stay downstairs because once she goes upstairs, her paws are really, makalat siya eh. So, and she sheds a lot. Labradors, like golden retrievers, they shed a lot. My husband is a very, very clean in the house, so ayaw niya na. But yun nga, so the size, so she's been trained to sleep downstairs. But lately, sometimes she goes up to sleep with us, and she has her own bed upstairs. So that's fine. It works for us. Next is it's not an easy task. We have to spend for them. They need good food, nutritious food. I actually cook my own dog's food. I provide dog food in the evening, but in the morning, we really cook, we boil their food, and I make sure that they have all the 20% of their body weight is the amount of food they need to take per day. So like if your dog is 30 kilos, which Rosie is, I feed her about 20 times 20%. She eats about 600 grams of food per day. So if I give her 400 grams in the morning, at night I give 200 grams of food. So I'm very particular about what they eat. I only boil their food. We give them table food paminsan-minsan, but I always base it on what is okay for them and what's not. Temperament is another challenge. All dogs have different temperaments. Apa or Shih Tzu is basically more indifferent, but although Apa is a really sweet dog, but Shih Tzus are more indifferent. So they don't, they're a little bit harder to train. My sweetest dog is my Cocker Spaniel, Momo. He is really a companion to everyone. And he always rises up to the occasion when he feels that protection, he needs to protect. So, yun ang temperament niya. Although Cocker Spaniels are very yappy, they bark a lot. Minsan it's irritating, but that's how they are. It's a very calm dog. So, put them all together. At first, I really had a hard time bringing them all together. But, through time, they really just gelled in. So, we're okay. Everybody's okay with each other. So, you just really have to train. That's the purpose of training. It's to really bring them together so that they can coexist in one home. So, the benefits, benefits do we receive? So, like what Dr. Carmela talked about earlier. Number one is protection from disease. It's odd, pretty odd. Some people don't really want to have pets, especially dogs, because they think that they're dirty, But on the other hand, you really build immunity by having pets and having dogs. Why? I always believe in this, working in a wellness clinic. Kung masyado kang maselan, you're too sterile, your environment is too clean, you don't want any germs to touch you. I feel that people get more sick because they don't have the probiotics, they don't have the good bacteria in their bodies to fight disease. So I'm not a pill popper. When I say that I don't take medicine, as much as possible, if I can do it naturally, I will do it naturally. So this is my same belief with pets, because dogs actually have a probiotic in their saliva. To become more technical, they have antimicrobial enzymes, proteins called lysosines, immunoglobulins, and antimicrobial peptides, which actually tear a hole in bacterial membranes. So they actually help give you the immunity that you need to fight off disease, which a lot of people don't know about. So when your dogs lick you, it's actually a good thing. But it's not to say that, you just let the saliva there. I actually wash it off after kasi syempre it's sticky rin, no? But having dogs and, you just being with them really helps protect against disease and gives immunity. The next one that Dr. spoke about was improve social skills and learning, which is really true. The very basis of having dogs, it's because they're one of the reasons for the therapeutic effect of dogs is the basic human need for touch. So when you touch dogs, it actually releases your hormones. There are 3 hormones: serotonin, dopamine, and oxytocin. These hormones are released. Serotonin, as we all know, is the happy hormone. Dopamine is an all-around hormone, which is all around for the body, And then oxytocin is actually the love hormone. This is actually the childbirth hormone. So, when you give birth to children, breastfeed, oxytocin is released. It's love. You experience love. You experience empathy, trust. So all these hormones are released when you touch dogs. And this is the very benefit that helps reduce stress, anxiety, and even depression. Not only amongst children, but amongst adults, amongst people. So that's really ease loneliness. And then I want to touch on the nurturing side of dogs. I already spoke about relieving stress and comfort. Nurturing side is that they actually provide good health and, of course, mood boosting. They are mood boosting. So these are the powerful health benefits. They lower stress levels and they actually improve heart health. How do they improve heart health? Touching decreases blood pressure, decreases pulse rate, and this does a lot for you. So number three, exercise. I always stress on exercise because I actually started exercising seriously when I had my dogs because I felt the need for Rosie to be walked constantly. So from walking, I moved to running, and she's my constant companion in those activities. As you can see in this photo, Momo is also on the beach. We bring them to the beach, and it's an activity they really enjoy. So we run in the sand, and it's really I cannot explain the benefits that the dogs have given me and my family. The other picture is the two dogs waiting. So once they know that we've arrived in the garage, the two dogs are there waiting for us. And there's a certain uh, when you're attuned, these dogs are attuned to human and behavior and emotion. So it brings a lot out of you. They're able to understand words, tone of voice, body language, gestures. So this really brings and adds real joy and unconditional love to your life. So basically that's it, the benefits. And oh, pet owners also, there's a study that pet owners actually have lower triglyceride and cholesterol levels, which are indicators of heart disease. Now, I don't know how really accurate that is, but for me, I think I've calmed down a lot having these dogs around. I cannot imagine coming home without a dog waiting for me. So there. There's also a study that pet owners greater than 65 years old had 30% fewer visits to doctors than those who had no pets at all. So there. The last question is how to involve your kids in caring for pets. Again, age appropriate. Okay, the younger they are, you just take it 1 year at a time, what they can handle and what they cannot. My kids are much older. They're in their 20s. So they're actually involved in taking care of their own pets, and I require it of them. I don't know what else to say in terms of how to involve your kids, but yun nga, repeating it that it's age appropriate. Don't force your younger kids, like 3-year-old kids, to be able to feed and give them a bath. Hindi nila kaya yon. So just constantly supervise what they can and cannot do. And it opens up a whole world for the children to have their own pets. So basically, that's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Karen. And that's right. She already spelled out all the benefits of having pets. And I agree with you. The oxytocin. Whenever I pat, because I'm so aware of that's the love hormone. So whenever I pat my dog Cooper, like really isip, okay, my oxytocin is being released, and I'm happy because thank you for that. Okay, so let's have an open discussion now with everybody. And if you have your pet with you, maybe you can have them in your lap, and later on we'll have a photo with them. So my window is open, so I don't know if my dogs will pop in and join the webinar. But later on, we'll have a gallery view, and I'll be asking these questions to everyone in the gallery. Why did you choose the kind of pet that you have? Okay? And who is tasked to take care of your family pet? What challenges have you encountered in taking care of your pets, especially maybe it's the pandemic? Have there been any extra challenge that's unique because of the pandemic? And what is the benefit of having pets for you, for your kids, or for your family? And how do you involve your kids in taking care for the pets? So maybe we can learn from each other. So Carissa, can we have a gallery view? Let's stop sharing first. And we can open our cams, no? So that we can all see each other. And maybe we can see your pets. Yeah? Oh, hi, Dr. Marge. You have a picture of your pet. Okay.
Yeah, because he's sleeping. He's
okay. Yeah, don't disturb your pet when your pet is asleep. Okay. Sige, let's start with you. Oh, Irene has a pet also. Okay. Dr. Marge, why did you choose your pet cat?
All right. First of all, he's not mine. He's my.
Okay.
He belongs to my daughter. My daughter rescued him. We found him in the garden. He was crying, crying. I told my yaya, make sure Ariel does not hear him because Ariel will definitely get this cat if I'm not a pet lover, but I end up loving them doubly. So that happened also when we had
Hindi
a
ka ba pet
Labrador, but he
lover
passed
and when
away.
your dog passed away, you were depressed for a month?
Exactly nga, because I'm not. I thought I wasn't. But I think I told Dr. Mela, it's because we have such a huge heart and we have so much love to give. That's
Yeah.
why. But yeah, but now I think we all fell in love with him, even if he's so kulit. He's super kulit.
Yes.
He has like energy surge, and we don't know. I know he destroys our house with his energy surge. That's it. But yeah,
How cute.
we love
Okay. Oh,
him.
I see Mommy Anna D from our HEU, our
Good
HEU
afternoon,
parent.
Dr. Gail.
Oh, why the dog?
We're a pet lovers, Dr. Gail, including my daughters. And her name is Cookie. She's given to me by best friend, Dr. Tess Abigotero.
Ah, Dr. Daki is already here, so bigay niyo yun sa kanya. So that's your
Opo.
gift of
We're
friendship.
kumare po, Dr. Gail.
Okay, that's
This is a
nice.
token of our friendship.
Oo nga. So, di ba, when you were, for some of us, no, when you're single, you are given a gift by your boyfriend or your girlfriend na dogs, no? Tapos hindi naman
You know-
kayo magkakatuluyan pag
You,
gano'n.
you know what, Doctora? Having a dog, he's a loyal friend.
Yes.
When my dog are sick, you know what? Talagang we really show our pets that we're really there for them even if yung last days na po nila kasi yun na nga doktora kasi through your yung pinakikita nating concern sa kanila, they know that kahit na mawawala na po sila, Doktora Gail, they know that we care for them so much.
Yes.
That's why you know what, pag may namamatay kaming animals, Doktora, talagang cried talaga. We really
That
cried
is really
talaga.
the saddest time, no? When you lose a pet, it's really very heartbreaking.
Kasi
Okay.
they're trying to show us also na yung inaalagaan natin sila, Doktora.
Because it's limited time lang sila talaga to live, di ba?
They're trying na pinakikita nila sa atin, Doktora, na gusto nila maging malakas para sa atin, ganoon. Kaya talagang pasensya ka na, Doktora. Carried away lang talaga.
Totoo yan, yes.
Kasi talagang we really cried talaga and talagang nililibing namin sila, Doktora. Talagang hindi basta yung tinapon lang sa kung saan, ganoon.
Yeah.
Talagang we really talaga yung
I
care
think
for them.
everybody here in the gallery can relate with you. Thank you. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Mommy Anna D. Oh, hi, Auntie. So one of our, an alumna from MC. Hi, Auntie.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Hi, Dr. Mark.
Hi, Auntie.
Yeah, so who
Miss
is
you.
tasked to take care of your family pet?
Oh, well, my husband and I, we have one each. Well, actually, there's a third dog outside. You know, he's our security guard.
So you have
it's just
an in
us
dog
here.
and an out dog.
The vet is in Visayas out.
Oh, yes. Oh, well, if it's the vet, well, we have our vets. This is the youngest baby, but she's the wildest of all. Her name is Maia J, born on the feast of Saint Joseph. The J there stands for Joseph. I'll introduce her mom.
Cute. Hello.
And this is her mom. This is her mom, Moki, all of 9 years old.
How cute. Okay, so it's good that they keep you company during the pandemic.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
But they're very fierce. Ang tatapang, grabe.
Uh-huh. Thank you, Auntie. Irene, hi. So what challenges have you encountered in taking care of your pets? Parang napakabait naman yan. I don't think you're
Yes
encountering
po.
any challenge.
She sleeps with me nga eh. Mahirap pakainin, ma'am. Minsan, moody siya sa food.
Okay.
But
So,
she's a lot
paano
of
yan?
help
So,
po
that's
sa
a challenge.
Opo. She's like our bunso in the family.
Oh, we have a colleague, no, si Gay Runa. She got a pet from me. She bought a golden retriever from me. Alam mo ba, they have a development in Antipolo. They named it after the pet. So there's a Hanzo Eco Park there in Antipolo. How cute, no? It's so cute. So after the pandemic, we'll all go there and it can all pick our dogs. Okay. Hi, Miss Bunny. Hello, nice of you to join us. Yay. Miss Bunny is part of our alumni board in our FMCAA, and you have your pet. It'll only take pala a pet to have you come and join us in a webinar, Miss Bunny. So what's the benefit? What's the benefit of having a pet for you?
This is Beauty.
Hi, Beauty.
Beauty is a beagle mix. She's a rescue, right? But after she came to us, she is now a advanced trick dog champion.
Wow.
Yeah. But I have 6 dogs. I can't bring them all in because they range from a 13-year-old Yorkie Shih Tzu mix to a 5-year-old Belgian Malinois. They're all rescues. They're all adopted dogs.
Oh, how nice.
Yeah. I bring them all here, but then it's going to be fracas if I bring them all together here. She's the most demure.
Mm-hmm.
And she's, I think, 5 years. She's, how old are you? 5 years old.
Do you celebrate their birthdays?
If I remember.
Or you wouldn't know their birthday because they're rescues, right?
We just ask the vet to estimate. So we celebrate their gotcha days. So instead of their birthday, we just celebrate the gotcha days. So she is now learning so that for other people who worry about Aspins versus purebreds, this Aspin is currently, well, she's got her trick dog certificates now. Mm-hmm. She's gone through basic obedience training. She's done, or when the pandemic is over, she can do agility, basic agility. She's done what we call for exhibit only runs. And now she's going through nose work, competitive nose work, but she hasn't competed yet. Medyo medyo hindi pa. But I have my Labrador has competed in nose work already, which he likes. So those are things.
So that keeps you busy.
Yeah, it keeps me busy and it keeps them busy.
Right. And they're very active dogs. I think the types of dogs that you have.
Well, already. I have a 5-year-old Belgian. I have a 10-year-old Labrador who thinks he's a Doberman. I have 3 Aspins. She's one of them. And then the Yorkie. So from all shapes and sizes.
How cute. Well, our dogs think that they're humans.
And they have all been responsibly fixed.
Nice. Okay. Thank you for that. And thank you for coming. Oh, Dr. Ruby, chairperson of our graduate program in Sibea. Hi.
Good afternoon, everyone.
So who is that with you?
This is Toby, a Yorkie. So he is 7 years old. So I have another dog. So it's a mix of Siberian Husky and native breed. So the challenge is he went in a surgical procedure. So he is into special food. Sometimes it's out of stock.
Oh, so cute. How many dogs do you have?
I have 2. The other one is a mix of Siberian Husky and native.
So I'm sure, Dr. Ruby, your pets also keep you company.
Yes.
Especially during the pandemic, It's so nice to have them.
Yes.
So a while ago, Dr. Ruby, we saw a group, I think there are students who have so many pets. Andito pa ba sila? Or where are they? I saw their camera was on. Arella, Cassandra? Oh, do you still have your pets with you? Or did they all run away already? Kasi baka it's time for their afternoon walk. Yeah, but I did see them. I think this is the most fun webinar we've had. Okay, so, yan, okay. Hi! So who takes care of your pets? Hi. Hello. Are you students from MC? Okay.
The whole family. Yeah.
How cute. How many dogs do you have? Okay, they have a lot of pets. I saw their
We have 7 dogs.
Seven. Wow. Okay, that's like they might be more than you pa, no? Okay. That's nice, and I'm glad you're all helping and taking care of your pets. And I think your pets are like in cloud 9 because you're hugging them, no? Remember oxytocin, the love hormone, is released.
Yes,
Okay. Yeah,
here.
Dr. Carmela is showing her parrot.
Yes.
Dr. Mela, yes? You want to introduce your... Is it called the parrot or it's called the...
Yes, it is a parrot. It's a large macaw. So
Okay.
it's the blue and gold. And it's very, very very much bonded with me. So the secret with bonding with birds is to, if they don't have a partner, so they would bond with the human. And usually we would hand feed the birds when they're young. So it's also a good sociable animal for kids. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much to our speakers for this wonderful and insightful conversation. This shines a new light to our coexistence with our pets. We learned that pets also give us so much in return. They bring out our feel-good hormones, increase our protective factors against diseases, build our social skills and learning, and of course, introduce the value of responsibility, especially for young kids. Pet ownership also links us to reconnecting with nature and living things. By intentionally bringing kids and ourselves closer to nature, we can overcome, as what was mentioned in today's episode, nature deficit disorder. In challenging times like now, this episode is a perfect reminder of the love and joy we have all around us, courtesy of animal friends. Sadly, many animals are being unjustly taken, tortured, and left in very poor conditions. If our pets have been with us in our best and worst of times, then surely we should also make it an advocacy to care about their safety and overall welfare. I would like to end with this quote from Mahatma Gandhi. The greatness of a nation and its moral progress can be judged by the way its animals are treated. Well, that's all for today. This has been your friend, Bianca Pabotoy, and we hope to see you next time, only here in our sacred space, our peaceful classroom.